Well, hello my friends, and welcome back to another mod showcase, our first one of update 1.15. As always, my name is Leaf, and it's so great that you guys are able to join me as we check out the latest mods on the Nexus. A lot of really awesome ones as of late. It's been a while since we've actually had a mod showcase. Just wanted to let some more stuff keep rolling in. And recently, a lot of awesome stuff has rolled in. But before we could get into that all, I do want to say mods are not officially endorsed by Frontier. When you do mod at the risk of breaking your own game. But if you guys follow all the instructions and tutorials laid out, you guys are just gonna be fine. Now, we're gonna get started with an update to everyone's favorite mod. This is Freebuild. So, obviously, Freebuild kind of broke in the last update. You guys might have noticed that you couldn't place items down. Kai fixed it day one, and it's a good thing too, because we have some really awesome things. So, you can see that we have this E lined up perfectly against this wall. What if we wanted it inside of the wall? Just very slightly. If you hold down Control-Shift-B, I don't think I'm doing it right. Let's actually make double E. Okay, so you need to be within group edit mode. That's key. I'm still learning this. But if you do Control-Shift-B, you could see that, or at least you could hear that, it's moving ever so slightly. So if you do Shift-B a whole bunch of times, just trust me here, you guys could see that it's slowly but surely shifting off of the wall. This is a Z fighting fix. So if I get a 4-meter wall, and I get Arctic wall 4 meter, and let's just say I have this one for the interior or something like that. Let me actually get this right in here. You can see that it's not, well, okay, that's a horrible example. Let's figure this out. Okay. So I have 2 concrete walls back here. Let's have a green one, and then let's have a red one. Sure. So you can see that it kind of glows in this middle area right here. Well, this is called Z fighting, so the easiest way to fix this with Freebuild is either hold Control-Shift-B, and that pushes the item selected away from you, or if you do Shift-B, that pulls the item towards you. It's a really awesome tool if you guys are into like the small piece buildings, like the signs and like small art shapes. That's going to be a super useful tool for you. Now, I also believe we have an inverted one as well. So if we go over here to stalactites, these are the pieces that everyone is using for rocks nowadays. However, to use them for rocks, you have to go in here, rotate them 180 degrees, and then you have to do the whole thing over again. Isn't that so annoying? Well, now with this tool over here, we have this little button down here, align inverted. So you can actually go through here and place these down without having to fix anything up. That's going to be super awesome, especially if you're working against walls too. It's essentially the same thing as align to surface, but it just flips it 180 degrees for you. It's really, really useful. Now, that's really it for Freebuild updates. Besides that, we now have the widget speed control. So if you want to rotate items just a little bit slower, I think, yep. So if you have to go into like this duplicate, super precise edit mode, you have that ability now. Goes a little bit slower. Now that's really it for Freebuild. Now let's move on to our new morph of the day. I apologize, Nekno, I missed this a while back, but I'm finally looping back to it. This is the Melanistic maned wolf mod. It just adds one new variant for the maned wolf, the Melanistic version, and it's so freaking beautiful. Obviously, the main wolves in-game are super beautiful with their very orange coat, but there are examples of melanistic main wolves in the wild. So it's just very cool to have that kind of representation in-game, and it just looks super beautiful too. I really enjoy seeing that kind of stuff. It's always super great to have that. I love that. Now, moving on from there, we are getting into our new species of the day, starting off with the Beira. This is the Beira Antelope. This is a mod sort of started a whiles back with Jen, and it's just been sitting in my files waiting for release for a while. I was actually able to ask Marc, the kind of ungulate king, to help me out with some skins for these guys too. So now they have their proper skins, they're looking pretty cute, And now we have another miscellaneous African antelope in the game. They're super beautiful, really, really awesome creatures. Really hope you guys enjoy these. It's a really, really cool shading on their coat too. It's like this really cool, kind of like gray and brown coloration. Very neat. We're not done with our antelopes just yet. This is the Lesser Kudu by BongoHardwood. Oh my gosh, what a work of art. So the Lesser Kudus are essentially the lankier cousins of the Greater Kudus. Really, really do enjoy seeing these guys. They're a lot more common than the Greater Kudu, at least in zoos and other animal facilities and stuff. Bongo is a keeper in real life, and he actually has the wonderful opportunity to work with these kinds of animals. So it's just really awesome that we have this in the game now. Super beautiful. Really do love all the patterns that Bongo is able to do on his animals. It's just very, very direct, but it looks so, so cool. He always knows where to like shade and fill in. He knows where to put like the splotches and stuff like that. It's a really, really beautiful mod. Excellent work, Bongo. And of course they have sexual dimorphism and little babies. You can see the babies right over here. And yeah, that's really it. Just a solid mod once again. Females right over here. Again, they have that little brownish texture. They're not really gray like the males are. Super cool. And he also did, I'm sorry I'm geeking out about this so much, but he also did such an incredible job with those spiral horns. Horns are always so hard for me to kind of understand, so whenever someone's able to do them super well, it's always so cool. Now moving on from there, we are getting into the next animal, which is the Indian Crested Porcupine. Very simple one by Lobry. It's using my Cape Porcupine as a base, which essentially gives like the signature crest that the Crested Porcupines usually have all the time. This does require the Arid pack, however, so if you guys download this and it doesn't appear in your Zoopedia, that is why. But yeah, just a very simple mod right over there. He kind of beat me to it. But moving on from there, we are getting into the big boy of this showcase. Ignore like some of the graphical issues in here because it's just a long story. Now, essentially, I should probably give you guys a little bit of background. I know there's like this one person who's raging about me on the Nexus about how I release half-baked mods, and really I can't even deny it with this one. Jen gave me permissions for all of her files like a while ago, and one mod that's been sitting in my folder is the Walrus, and recently I've been kind of just like, no one's gonna touch this, no one's gonna want to fix this up, people are gonna keep asking for it and asking for it. I might as well just release it as is. So if anyone ever does want to go back and touch this one up, they have full reign to. Like, believe me, I want someone to touch this up. However, it's just not anything in the cards for me right now. I just don't have the time, I don't have the patience, and I don't have the energy to really keep this mod looking as good as it can. However, I'm sure that there's other people out there who would be more than happy to touch it up when they do get the chance. Currently, as it stands, we're all pretty busy right now with like commissions and stuff. But as it stands, you guys can at least get the Walrus, albeit in your games. It looks super good, however, it's not as good as like the Aquaria Pack one, quote unquote, but at least it's here. I'm happy that you guys are able to at least play with them a little bit, so I hope you guys enjoy that. Now, speaking of touching up on older mods, we're looking at Narwhaler's beautiful Colobus monkey. I believe this one, Eastern Black and White Colobus, otherwise known as the Mantled Guerza. These guys are super beautiful and known for their kind of overlapping fur. Narwhaler's been absolutely perfecting his fur techniques as of late, and it's really awesome to see that he was actually able to go back to this mod and bring back like a whole new dimension to the quality of this one. It's a super awesome animal, it's super useful in zoos, they're becoming so common in AZA facilities, and it's just a really, really solid animal at that. So thank you, Narwhaler, for providing that. We're not done with Narwhaler just yet, though. He went back to touch up one of Jen's older mods. This is the Blackbuck Remaster. I know, remaster for a mod? Isn't that crazy? So if you guys check out the Blackbuck page, it now has these files all in it. It's just very great, excellent graphical updates for the Blackbuck itself. And it's just really, really awesome that we actually have this guy in full force now. He's so, so beautiful. I don't think he touched the female at all, but we do have an updated male, which is so beautiful. Check that guy out. Now we are moving on from here over to my buddy Scott. Scott is doing some incredible things with reptiles, and of course he had to bring in the monster himself, the Megalania. The Megalania is also known as like the largest monitor lizard to have ever lived. These guys are terrifying, but it's just so awesome that we have them now in the game. I think a million people have tried to make one, but no one has come close to the skill level that Scott has. So beautiful. I love like the slight hue texture variations that he has in here with like the osteoderms and stuff like that. It's really, really spectacular. Incredible job, Scott. There's so many variants for you guys to check out with these. Really recommend that you guys check this one out because it is gorgeous. Now moving on from there, we're going over to Florida very quickly. This is the key deer. The key deer is a very iconic subspecies of white-tailed deer, only found in the Florida Keys of the southeastern United States. It's a really beautiful deer, really beautiful model. Narwhaler absolutely knocked out of the park with this one, and I just absolutely can't stand how stinking cute these guys are. If we get a path down here, and we place down one of my keepers or caretakers, you can see that these guys are actually quite small. Key deer are probably one of the smallest subspecies of white-tailed deer out there, so it's just really, really awesome to see that kind of representation in there. But that is it, my friends. That is it for a mod showcase. Not a whole lot of mods, but the quality is definitely there. I know a lot of people have been missing those good old days where mods would flow like honey, but unfortunately a lot of us kind of grew up, so we don't really have time to do it anymore. But when we do, it's always fantastic. Just like the lesser Kudu over here, which is exactly where we'll end it today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me get some water down for these guys so they could actually, you know, enjoy a little bit of their fruits of their labors. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys did enjoy, you guys already know what to do. Check out all these mods on the Nexus, and consider stopping by and subscribing for more future mod showcases. Thank you guys. Have the most wonderful, wonderful days. I want the lighting to be good. There we are. Take care, and bye-bye.